Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Cassie and today we are discussing my Miss Universe 2020 predictions. I am so excited about this. I'm filming this on May 1st. So a lot of the girls have already started to arrive in the country. Miss Universe will be May 16th in Hollywood, Florida. And so some of the girls started arriving as early as like beginning of April. So this isn't technically a pre-arrivals video, but it is a pre-preliminary competition video because prelims, a lot of things can change. So this is just me going off of their bios, their up-close videos, and then any social media stalking that I've been able to do. So if this is your first time on this channel, like I said, my name is Cassie. I competed for Miss USA in 2017, representing the great state of Idaho, and I now coach and judge within the USA system. I've been doing these predictions for a while. This is my first one on YouTube, but every year I do this research just for fun, and I usually get about 75% of them correct. So just saying, I have a pretty good track record and I'm putting it out to you guys this year and we'll see what your thoughts are. So I have heard, the last couple years they have done like a Asia or Africa, Asia Pacific, Europe, and then the Americas and kind of split it up and then had a wild card section. I don't know if this is true, but I have heard they are doing away with that this year. I think it's just a top 20. So I am just gonna give you my top 20. And this is not broken up by region at all. It's just if we're able to handpick the best of the best, regardless of where they come from, these are my 20. Of course, it was hard to pick just 20 because especially before prelims, there's just so many amazing, deserving women. So I also wanted to give a few honorary mentions to girls that I thought have just been doing an amazing job, but didn't quite make the cut in my top 20. So that is Uruguay, Vietnam, Spain, Indonesia, Puerto Rico, Netherlands, Peru, and El Salvador. So those are kind of like my honorable mentions. They did not make my top 20, but I do think that they're doing a great job and could sneak into the top 20 depending on how interview and preliminary competition goes. I am going to count down from 20 to 1 and share with you who my top choices are for the next Miss Universe. So in my number 20 spot, I have USA, our home country girl, Asia Branch. She is absolutely incredible. She's been a great Miss USA. Of course, Idaho, like I said, I'm a former Miss Idaho USA, and Idaho last year was first runner-up, so I definitely would have loved to see Kim Lane in this spot. However, we have Asia, and Asia's been doing a great job as well. So she's done incredible work in the prison system here in the USA, and she's very well versed on that as her father was incarcerated, so she has a lot of firsthand experience. She also has a Black-owned, women-owned business that she runs, which is Branch Beauty. So her beauty company, I think that's another really great thing that she has going for her. And then of course, I'm going to be putting some photos on here as well. If you've seen her face, she's just absolutely stunning, even in her no makeup photo shoots. She's just absolutely beautiful, very sweet. The one thing I really think she's missing and why she's number 20 on the list is we didn't see really strong stage presence at Miss USA, which was just 6 months ago. So I don't know if they've given her a lot of time to work with Luciera or any other walking coaches, but I definitely don't think she's going to have the level of stage presence that we're going to see from a lot of the other countries. But of course, USA does tend to make that first cut 9 times out of 10, and it is hosted in the USA. So the host country, I feel like that plays into it a little bit. So I definitely think we'll see USA in the top 20, but not sure how much further we'll advance than that. Next, coming in at number 19 is Argentina. So she has multiple degrees and actually has a certificate from Harvard in children's rights, which I think is really interesting. Her advocacy is embrace your power, and it's improving self-confidence in young women. So along with that, her and her mom host a radio show where they talk about pageantry and fashion and things like that. She also, if you watch her up close video, she just has such a fun, bubbly, energetic personality. So I definitely think she's one to watch at Miss Universe. Number 18, Nicaragua. So she is an agro-industrial engineer. I don't fully understand what that is, but it sounds like a very important job that requires a lot of smarts, which we love. She also works with various nonprofit organizations that support youth in vulnerable areas in her country. And she also started a female leadership program. In her up close video, she had great energy. Of course, you'll hear me say it with all of these girls that they're all beautiful. That just goes without saying. But I definitely think with her up close video and just having a really unique and impressive career, that's definitely something I could see doing well at Miss Universe. So Nicaragua tends, at least in the past 5 to 10 years, has been sending very strong candidates. They don't always make the cut. So I'm not sure if that's an interview prep thing or just the luck of the draw, but I'll be interested to see if Nicaragua can make the cut this year. Number 17 is Chile. So Chile, I loved her up close video. So she is actually an actress, and not just like a small part actress. She has been a lead actress in some television series in Chile, in Latin America. So she's kind of a movie star down there, which is pretty impressive. And I definitely think that kind of on camera comfortability is going to really serve her well at Miss Universe, because of course with working with sponsors and just pulling people for different B-roll footage, if you're someone who's comfortable in front of the camera, that is a woman that they're gonna pull for a whole lot of different opportunities, and the more you get seen, the more opportunity to move on to the next level. So I definitely think that could work in her favor. She also recently was diagnosed with an autoimmune disorder. So she advocates a lot for people with invisible illnesses. So things that are kind of under the surface. So I think that's a really strong advocacy. And of course, because it's something that's touched her personally, I think she'll be able to speak to that very well. Number 16, Mexico. So Mexico, not only is she drop dead gorgeous, she is also a software engineer and an activist for women's rights. So she works with the organization Municipal Institute for Women in her country, as well as being the official ambassador for Chihuahua, Mexico, which is where she's from. She works for the tourism department there. Like I said, she's so beautiful, she's so well-spoken, and I think that's really going to serve her well at the next level. Number 15, no surprise here, Colombia. Colombia always sends incredible delegates to Miss Universe, so it's really no shock that she is here on my list. She's probably a little farther down on the list than some of you may have her, but that's just because we have such a strong class this year. She has a degree in broadcast journalism, so just like I said with Chile, that ability to be comfortable in front of the camera is going to be a big plus. So she works with the government in her state to bring aid to vulnerable communities, which I think is a really amazing thing. I'm not sure if she started that during COVID or if this is something she's been doing for a long time, but she's also an advocate for many children's charities as well. She had a great up-close video, again, just so beautiful, photogenic, as all Miss Colombias are. So I have her in my 15th spot for Miss Universe. Number 14, Costa Rica. So this is another very smart young woman. We have a lot of software engineers this year, but Costa Rica is another software engineer. She actually works for Intel. She mentioned in her up-close video that she overcame dyslexia, and she now advocates for other young people that have learning disabilities such as dyslexia, and showing them that you can have a successful life and overcome. Number 13, Jamaica. Jamaica is absolutely gorgeous, as you can see, but she's also an international supermodel. So she's not just someone that models a little bit on the side. She's modeled for some really big names. She's worked for Valentino, L'Oreal, Armani, and has traveled all across the world. So I'm definitely excited to see what she's going to be doing on the runway, as she is definitely a veteran of that space. Like I said, she is so beautiful. She's also a mental health advocate, specifically focused on children's and teens. She created the Bloom Initiative, providing internet access to Jamaican children to ensure that they're able to do their studies online because there is limited internet access in some of those communities. Number 12, Canada. So I've actually seen a lot of people have Canada as their winner, but I think she's a great contender. She is so tall, regal, beautiful. She's actually born in Sudan, and she was sent to Canada as a refugee by herself at the age of 6. So she really likes to advocate for other individuals that do not have family and just let them know that someone is there for them. So I think that's a beautiful message that she brings. She also is the co-founder and spokesperson for the Freedom March Vancouver and Black Freedom Society. So she's also a big advocate for inclusion, diversity, and equality, which I think is an amazing cause, especially in the year that we've had, just bringing a lot of those issues to light. I think she'll really be able to speak to that well at Miss Universe. Number 11, I have Nepal. Nepal is not usually a country that we see placing high at Miss Universe, so it's very exciting. They sent a strong candidate this year. Another woman in technology, she is an IT professional and actually went to college in Australia. She is currently working as a business analyst for DHL, and she's an advocate for education. She also started her own foundation that helps kids who are on the verge of dropping out. Her organization currently serves 24 students, just providing them with the resources that they need to continue their education and stay in school. So I think she's incredibly intelligent, she's beautiful, and she's just very well spoken from her up close video in speaking about the impact education can have on a child's life. So I definitely would not be surprised to see Nepal placing in the semifinals at Miss Universe. Moving into the top 10. So in the 10th spot, I have Barbados, another country that we don't normally see represented in the top groups at Miss Universe, but this year they sent a very strong contender. So she mentioned in her up close video that she actually lost her job during COVID, like many people worldwide did, and with that, she decided to start her own digital marketing company. So that's a great women entrepreneur, kind of that entrepreneurial spirit, and I think that is going to serve her well here. She's also a survivor of gender-based violence, so she very strongly advocates for victims and people who are speaking out about gender-based violence. Like I said, she's so spunky, she's so well-spoken, and she also has dual citizenship between Barbados and Canada. So she talks a lot about being a biracial woman. She's definitely one to watch this year at Miss Universe. Okay, number 9, Dominican Republic. Dominican Republic is, again, I'm gonna keep saying it, she's so beautiful, and she's studying forensic sciences and business. She is one of only 5 former title holders from her country that are actually Afro-Latinas, so she's very proud of that heritage. She comes from an all-female family, so she's very strong on women's empowerment. She volunteers at La Romana Orphanage in her hometown. She's extremely well-spoken, and if I had to pick, I would say she is one of the most beautiful contestants this year, so I'm very excited to watch her compete. Number 8, Cambodia. Cambodia is one of my favorite contestants this year. I just think she is so fun and spunky, and a little part of her kind of reminds me of a former Miss Universe, Pia Wurtzbach, but she's extremely well-spoken. She speaks English, French, as well as her native tongue. She is trained in the Cambodian fighting technique of Mokatau, and she's an actress. So she mentioned that her dream acting role would be to be an actress in action films where she can use her Mokatau training and portray one of those warrior queens. So I think that is so fun. She showed a lot of personality in her up close video, and just that ability to kind of make jokes and keep things light and fun reminds me a lot of Pia Wurtzbach. She was always talking about Drake and quoting his song lyrics, but also mentioning that she could put a computer back together from the ground up. You know, she's just got that duality where she can be a very, very regal queen, but she can also be very down to earth. And I see a little bit of that in Miss Universe Cambodia. Number 7, Panama. Panama grew up, another one, in an all-female home, so she is big on women's empowerment. She seriously has supermodel looks. If you watch her up-close video, there's one of her walking down a street, and it honestly looks like it could be a Banana Republic ad. She is just so gorgeous, and I can't wait to see her on that Miss Universe stage. She is studying journalism and psychology. She founded the Connect Your Power movement during COVID, which delivers financial aid and necessities to low-income communities in her country. She mentioned wanting to be an agent of change for her community. So she's incredibly well-spoken, very philanthropic, and I think she's definitely someone we could see in the top 10 at Miss Universe. Number 6 is Thailand. Thailand is another big crowd favorite this year, and it's really no surprise. Her English is incredible, which is something that we have seen the Miss Universe organization really take a liking to in recent years. She actually went to university in Canada, so her father is Canadian, her mother is Thai. She said she's an island girl, she's from Phuket, Thailand, and she's very passionate about giving back since they had the hurricane in 2004 when she was just, I think, like 6 years old or so. But she actually teaches English to local children, and she also mentioned being a scuba diver. Okay, we're now getting into the top 5, my top 5 picks for Miss Universe 2020. Number 5, another big favorite, the Philippines. So Rabia is a teacher. She's also an ambassador for education, which you'll see in her up close video. She is part of a feeding and reading program for underprivileged children where they provide meals and then read to the children to help with their education. She's the only female on the ethical committee providing protocols on the nutritional needs of Filipino children, which I think is a really incredible thing that she is so involved and really focuses her advocacy on education and the children of her nation. She also works with the Red Cross, and like I've said with all of these, she is so stunning. Of course, we know the Philippines also really takes care of their title holders and prepares them extremely well. So we know she's going to be well versed on interview. She'll have an incredible gown, and I would not be surprised to see her in the top 5 at Miss Universe. Number 4, South Africa. A lot of people are talking about we could have a back-to-back South Africa Miss Universe, as Zozibini came from South Africa, who is a reigning Miss Universe, and I would not be surprised to see that either. She is incredible. She is actually a fashion designer in her country. She lost her father when she was a teenager, and so she began modeling to help pay the family bills, and through that found her love of fashion. She's incredibly well-spoken. She had a quote from her up-close video that I wanted to share. She said, "You are not a product of your circumstances, you are a product of your choices," which I think is an incredible sentiment, and I would not be surprised to see a repeat of Miss South Africa winning Miss Universe. Number 3, I am shocked that she is not on more people's lists. She's really flying under the radar, but my number 3 is Great Britain. So Great Britain, she's got incredible personality. She's actually a singer. She was on the X Factor UK as well as Britain's Got Talent. So she already has had a little bit of fame back home prior to even having the Miss Universe Great Britain crown. After that, she went back to school and got a master's in international economic policy and analysis, and currently works as a business development manager. So she's got a lot of personality. Of course, being a singer, she really has a lot of stage presence, which I'm excited to see in the swim and evening gown competitions as well. She is so well-spoken, and one of the quotes I wanted to share from her up-close video, she mentions that a lot of people say you have to pick one. You have to either be a singer or be a businesswoman. And she says, no, I can do both. I can perform on stages and then go back to the boardroom and close 6-figure deals. So that was a very strong line to end her video with. And so she is one I definitely think more people need to keep an eye on as we go into Miss Universe. Number 2, India. I was so nervous because India actually tested positive for COVID only about 3 or 4 weeks ago. Luckily, she has since tested negative and she will be at Miss Universe. I was going to cry if she could not make it, but she is just so beautiful, so regal. When she speaks, you're just like mesmerized. You just want to keep listening to what she has to say. She was actually born and raised in war-torn Kuwait, and so she talks a lot about what it was like growing up there in her up-close video. But at the age of, I believe, 15, she moved to Mumbai by herself to follow her dreams. So now she works as a full-time model, but also has a degree in business administration. She's extremely well-spoken, like I said. She's very passionate about providing affordable healthcare to women in her country, which is another very timely cause. My number 1 pick for Miss Universe, I'm rooting so hard for Miss Universe Australia. I think she is just incredible. Maria Thatil, she is gorgeous. She's got the personality. She just has that Miss Universe spark about her. She has a degree in psychology and actually has a podcast called Mind With Me. She is also a motivational speaker, which will definitely come in handy at Miss Universe. And she calls herself a purpose-driven and service-oriented individual. She's currently training to become an internationally recognized life coach. So she is someone I think just has that it factor. She's got the beauty, she's got the brains, she communicates so eloquently, and just with her background in psychology, being a motivational speaker, wanting to be a life coach, I just think that's someone that is going to make an incredible Miss Universe. So I'm really curious to hear what you guys think. Was your favorite on my list? Did I leave someone out that you love? Please comment down below and let me know. I'm so excited to be tuning in to Miss Universe coming up later this month. So we'll see, depending on when prelims comes, I may do like a post-prelims picks and see if any of these have changed based on their onstage performance, because I'm sure they will. That always changes things once you see them in person, on stage. If you enjoy content on pageants and fashion, then go ahead and subscribe to my channel. I would love to have you here to go along this journey with me. My goal is to have 1,000 subscribers by the end of 2021. So I would love if you'd hit that subscribe button, like this video, and comment down below who your favorite is for the Miss Universe 2020 crown. Thanks for joining me today, everyone. Make sure to check out my other pageant videos if you are someone who is currently competing in pageantry, and I'll be sure to link my coaching blog down below. I also coach for pageants, so if you are looking for someone to help you prepare for your upcoming competition, please don't hesitate to reach out. I'll see you guys next time.